Well, gravity is a wave. There are many different theories about wave included. It's been theorized that gravity is also particles, gravitons, which is also incorrect. But gravity is a wave. The basic wave, they can actually tap off of an element. Why that is, I'm not exactly sure.
And so you can produce your own gravity. What does that mean? What does that allow you to do?
Well, that allows you to do virtually anything. Gravity distorts time and space. By doing that, now you're into a different mode of travel, where instead of traveling in a linear method going from point A to B, now you can distort time and space to where you essentially bring the mountain to Mohammed. You almost bring your destination to you without moving. And since you're distorting time, all this takes place in between moments of time. It's such a far-fetched concept. When you are distorting time, there's no longer a normal reference of time. And that's what producing your own gravity does.
You can go forward or backward in time? Is that what you're saying?
No, not essentially. It'd be easier with a model. On the bottom side of the disk are the three gravity generators. When they want to travel to a distant point, the disk turns on its side. The three gravity generators produce a gravitational beam. What they do is they converge the three gravity generators onto a point and use that as a focal point. Then they essentially bring them up to power and pull that point towards the disk. The disk itself will attach onto that point and snap back as they release space back to that point. Now, all this happens in the distortion of time, so time is not incrementing, so the speed is essentially infinite.
We'll get into the disks in a moment, but the first time you saw the antimatter reactor in operation or demonstration, you had a couple of demonstrations. Tell me about that.
The first time I saw it in operation, they just put a friend I worked with, Barry, put the fuel in the reactor, put the lid on, as was shown there. Immediately a gravitational field developed, and he said, feel it. And it felt like you bring two like poles of a magnet together, except you can do that with your hand. And it was fascinating because that's impossible, except, on something with great mass. And obviously this is just and it was a repulsion field. In fact, we kind of fooled around with it for a little while, and we threw golf balls off it, and it was just a really unique thing.
And they had some other sort of demonstrations to show you that this is pretty wild stuff, right?
Yeah, they did. They were able to channel the field off in a demonstration booth. They created an intense gravitational area, and you began to see a small little black disk form, and that was the bending of the light.
Just like a black hole floating around.
A black hole is a bad analogy, but yeah, essentially.
And time, they gave you some kind of demonstration about time involving a candle. Explain how that worked.
Yeah, they took a candle and lit it and put it in the distorted gravitational field, which distorts time, and the candle just stood there. It didn't melt or burn. It was, it was really unbelievable.